Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Astronomers have conducted an impressive observation campaign using a total of 12 telescopes, both on land and in space, including 3 facilities belonging to the European Southern Observatory, ESO. The study has revealed the peculiar behavior of a pulsar, which is a dead star that spins at an incredibly fast rate.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The European starling is known for its impressive vocal abilities. These versatile songbirds have the ability to learn a wide range of warbles, whistles, calls, and songs throughout their lives, making them one of the most advanced avian vocal learners. A recent study published in Science has discovered that starlings also excel in problem-solving tasks.
The investigation aims to find the stand of the problem.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The investigation aims to find the stand of the problem. There are various approaches for plagiarism across different university departments.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
There are various approaches for plagiarism across different university departments.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The primary focus of the image appears to be hydrological cycle. At the center of the image, there are runoff, evaporation, lakes, and rivers. The image features several prominent elements, including the sun, clouds, mountains, seawater, and so on. One of the main objects in the picture is the sun, which is high in the upper right corner. In the background, there is a blue sky, in which there are a lot of white clouds. In this section of the image, it is clear that evaporation above the sea, condensation in the air, precipitation and rivers make a completer hydrological cycle. In conclusion, the image effectively illustrates how water goes through a hydrological cycle.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The following map gives information about the distribution of harlequin ladybird in England. The red dots indicate positions of the birds in 2004, and the black dots indicate those in 2005. We can see in 2004 the birds mainly lived in the east part of England, near North Sea. We can also see the number of the birds decreased in 2005. And only a very small part of the birds lived inland. In conclusion, the map tells about distribution of ladybird in England.
Today, I'm thrilled to explore the transformative power of music, a universal language that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. Music, in its various forms, is not just a source of entertainment. It's a profound medium for expressing emotions and connecting people across the globe. Music's influence on human emotion is unparalleled. It has the ability to evoke deep feelings, from joy to sorrow, and can impact our mood and mental state. This emotional connection is why music is often used therapeutically, helping to relieve stress and promote well-being. Additionally, music serves as a cultural bridge, fostering understanding and unity among diverse groups. It reflects the history, struggles, and triumphs of different communities, offering insights into various cultural identities. Through music, we can experience the world from different perspectives, enhancing empathy and connection. Moreover, the evolution of music, from classical symphonies to modern pop, reflects the ongoing innovation and creativity of humankind. It adapts and evolves with societal changes, capturing the zeitgeist of different eras. In conclusion, music is a powerful tool that enriches our lives, offering both solace and celebration. Its ability to resonate with our deepest emotions and bridge cultural divides showcases its indispensable role in human society.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The main topic of the lecture was the role of music and its meaning. The speaker highlighted important facts about music as a universal language that transcends cultural barriers. He explained that music is a medium for expressing emotions. Moreover, the speaker discussed human emotions and mental well-being, listing various aspects. Additionally, the speaker mentioned that music bridges cultural gaps and fosters connection. The lecture concluded by focusing on the evolution of music, its impact on human creativity, and its significance for humankind.
Today, I am excited to speak about Alan Turing, a figure whose groundbreaking work laid the foundations for modern computing and artificial intelligence. Turing's life story is not only about scientific discovery but also about facing adversity with resilience and courage. Alan Turing, often referred to as the father of modern computing, made significant contributions during World War II by developing techniques to break the German Enigma code. His work at Bletchley Park was crucial in deciphering coded messages, giving the Allies a decisive advantage. Post-war, Turing focused on developing one of the first designs for a stored program computer and conceptualized the Turing machine, a model that became fundamental in understanding the limits of algorithmic computation. His 1950 paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence, questioned whether machines could think, pioneering the field of artificial intelligence. Despite his monumental contributions, Turing faced persecution due to his homosexuality, a tragic reflection of the times. Yet, his legacy transcends these challenges. Turing's life symbolizes the profound impact one individual can have on the world, breaking barriers in both technology and social norms. In conclusion, Alan Turing's life story inspires us to pursue knowledge and innovation, regardless of obstacles. His contributions continue to influence our lives and remind us of the enduring power of human intellect and creativity.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The lecture discusses modern computing. In the beginning, the speaker explained the contributions of Alan Turing, who is regarded as the father of modern computing. Later, the speaker talked about the stored program computer and mentioned the concept of machines being able to think. In conclusion, the lecture effectively summarized Turing's impact and stated that his life continues to inspire us.
3 students are discussing dealing with noisy neighbors in the dorm at university.
Honestly, I'm just so fed up with my neighbors. They're always playing loud music and having people over, even on weeknights when I'm trying to study. It's really hard for me to focus, and I'm not really sleeping well. I just don't know what to do anymore.
That sounds rough, Charlotte. Have you tried talking to them directly?
Sometimes just knocking on the door and having a quick chat can really help. I had a similar problem last semester, and just asking them to turn it down at certain times actually worked for a bit.
Yeah, I agree talking to them is the first thing to try, but it doesn't always work, especially if they're not very thoughtful. If that doesn't work, you could always talk to your resident advisor, your RA. They're there to help with these kinds of things and can make sure people follow the dorm quiet hours. That's usually the official next step.
Yeah, going to the RA is an option. But from my experience, they can be kind of hit or miss. Some RAs are really good about it, but others just send a general email and nothing happens. Personally, I've just found it easier to get good noise-cancelling headphones or just go to the library when it gets too loud. It's not perfect, but it does give you some control back.
I appreciate the suggestions, George. But why should I have to leave my own room or wear headphones all the time? This is my living space, and I pay good money for it. It just feels unfair that I am the one who has to change just because my neighbors are being inconsiderate. It's really tiring and making it hard to feel relaxed here.
Charlotte's right. It's not fair to expect you to keep moving. Most dorms have very clear quiet hours, especially after 10 p.m. If the RA isn't helping, you might need to take it higher, like to the housing office or the resident director. There are usually official ways to complain about ongoing problems, and that's when they might actually do something.
That's a good point about the official procedures. I guess if it's affecting your studies and well-being this much, it's worth trying the official route. As a last resort, if nothing else works, have you thought about asking for a room change? It's a pain, but sometimes a fresh start is the only way to get some peace.
A room change feels pretty drastic, but I might have to think about it if nothing else gets better. I really wish they would enforce the rules more, or maybe have clearer consequences. Maybe if a few of us on the floor reported them, it would be taken more seriously.
Definitely. A group complaint often matters more than just one person complaining. Living in a dorm should be a good place for learning, not a constant source of stress. It's important to stand up for your right to a peaceful living space, especially with exams coming up.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The discussion focused on dealing with noisy neighbors in the dormitory. One student expressed frustration over loud music in gatherings, which disrupted study and sleep. Another suggested addressing the issue directly by talking to the neighbors, while also recommending the use of noise-canceling headphones or relocating temporarily to the library as interim solutions. The third participant emphasized following official procedures, such as contacting the resident advisor or escalating the complaint to the housing office or resident director if the problem persists. The group also discussed the potential effectiveness of collective complaints and, as a last resort, requesting a room change to ensure a peaceful living environment. In conclusion, the conversation highlighted a combination of informal and formal strategies for managing noise, stressing the importance of standing up for one's right to a quiet and conducive study space within the dormitory.
3 students are discussing experiences in shared housing at university.
Honestly, living in a shared flat has been a bit of an adjustment for me. The biggest issue I've had is definitely the different levels of cleanliness among my flatmates. It's really hard to relax when the common areas, especially the kitchen, are often left messy after someone cooks, and nobody seems to want to clean up.
Yeah, I totally get that, Aria. I had a similar problem last year. My flatmates were super chill, which was great. But chill often meant never doing the dishes. We ended up making a cleaning rota, and even then, it was a constant battle to get everyone to stick to it.
Wow, you guys are making me feel lucky. My current flat is actually pretty good on the cleaning front, which is a huge relief. But we've had a few clashes over noise, especially late at night. Some of my flatmates love to be loud, and it's hard to focus on studies when there's a mini party happening just down the hall.
Oh, the noise issue is real too. I've had to buy noise-canceling headphones just to get any peace and quiet to study. It feels like there's no clear boundary between social time and quiet time, and sometimes I just need a quiet space to concentrate without feeling like I'm being a party pooper.
Noise is definitely the big issue in shared living. We had one flatmate who'd game until 3 a.m. with his headset on, but his shouting would echo through the thin walls. We eventually had a sit-down about it, and things improved a bit, but it really showed how important open communication is from the start.
Open communication is key. I've learned that the hard way. Besides the noise, one thing I found tricky was the shared fridge situation. People would just eat your food or not label anything, and it led to some awkward conversations. I wish we'd set up some ground rules about groceries and kitchen space right at the beginning.
That's a good point, Matilda. Setting expectations early seems really important. We didn't really have a proper chat about anything before moving in, and I think that's where a lot of the issues come from. I've learned I definitely need to ask about cleaning habits and noise preferences when looking for future flatmates.
Absolutely. A pre-move-in chat about lifestyles would save so much hassle. Also, budgeting for shared utilities and communal items can be tricky. We had a few arguments over who used more electricity or who should replace the toilet paper. It's the small things that add up and cause problems.
Yeah. It's all about finding people who are compatible with your living style, isn't it? If I live in another shared house, I'd probably suggest a flat meeting early on to discuss all these possible problems, from cleaning schedules to quiet hours, and even a food labeling system. It just makes things so much smoother.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The discussion focused on students' experiences living in shared university flats. One student highlighted difficulties with differing cleanliness standards among flatmates, particularly in communal areas like the kitchen. Another shared similar experiences and described implementing a cleaning rota, though maintaining compliance remained challenging. Noise was identified as another common issue, with late-night activities and gaming affecting study and sleep. The participants emphasized the importance of open communication, setting expectations, and establishing rules early on to address both noise and shared resources, such as food and utilities. In conclusion, the group agreed that successful shared living depends on compatibility between flatmates, proactive discussions before moving in, and strategies like cleaning schedules, quiet hours, and labeling systems to prevent conflicts and create a harmonious living environment.
You're the manager of a shared kitchen in your office, and you've noticed that some employees are leaving dirty dishes in the sink and not cleaning up spills on the counters. This is causing unpleasant odors and attracting pests. You need to remind them of the importance of cleaning up for everyone's convenience and health. What would you say?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Hi! I would like to discuss an issue we have encountered with the shared kitchen. The background is that I've noticed that some employees are leaving dirty dishes in the sink and not cleaning up spills on the counters. This is causing unpleasant odors and attracting pests. In the situation, what I can think of is to create a cleanup checklist poster. Besides, another thing that comes to my mind is to add extra trash bins.
You've entrusted a friend to take care of your pet while you're away, but when you return, you find your pet's food bowl empty, the water dish dirty, and your pet visibly stressed. You need to address this with your friend. What would you say to your friend?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Hi! I would like to discuss an issue we have encountered with the care of my pet. The background is that I entrusted you to take care of my pet while I am away. When I return, I find my pet's food bowl empty, the water dish dirty, and my pet visibly stressed. In the situation, what I can think of is to talk about what might have happened. Besides, another thing that comes to my mind is to go over my pet's routine together.